contactor on the contactor. No factory OEM belt. This belt with XRC or XMR. We'll start here at the front. This is a bumper we have made. Style hose, the part number we give you. We'll get this done. Hi guys, this is Adam again with Adrenaline Cycles, coming at you with a new product today that we've just gotten in. It's our very first one, and that is the DooSwitch pontoon. This one here is a cruise pontoon. It is 18 foot, and it's got some really cool features, and I just want to go over an in-depth video here with you guys on all the features. You know, this pontoon slash, a jet ski. It's a hybrid of a couple things here, but it's really cool. Like I said before in some older videos, you also have a link somewhere where we did go get to drive these. Me and the owner did, and like I said, this is our first one here at the shop that we got hands on, and we can show you guys in depth some of the cool features this thing has to offer. First off, me sitting here, you'll notice that it's not a steering wheel. Obviously these are handlebars, indicative of, the jet drive, the jet ski, the jet engine in it. BRP went, with this setup. So basically, if you have a SeaDoo right now, the controls are the same. You got your gas over here, you got your neutral, and then you hold it in for reverse. On this side, it turns really easy. It's a short lock to lock. I mean, that's as far as it's got to go to make this thing turn on a dime. I mean, it's very, very little movement to get it to turn, all the way one way, all the way the other. Some other features here at the consoles, you'll see we do have a depth finder slash GPS here. This is a Garmin 7-inch. They're really nice to have. You will get like a little code here so you can punch it in. I'll take the cover off here. And this is just a screen protector, but like I said, it says the free maps included, which is really cool. This is also touchscreen plus button backup. It will do fish finder, but you have to buy the transducer separate that goes through the hole. But it is set up for you to be able to navigate the waterways in the US and Canada and do all you need to, not get lost in the water. So that's a really cool feature. That's really nice to have. They've got it all nicely integrated here, so it looks really good, works really good. Back to the controls here, it does have the variable trim up and down, which is a nice feature to have, and it does also have the IDF. That was new last year with the SeaDoos, and I think they did have a little bit of a hiccup with the first models out, but they've worked on it all year and put it in the Switch pontoons, and haven't heard any complaints, haven't seen any issues yet with that on the pontoon setup, so that's really, really cool. Another feature is this does have Bluetooth speakers in it, and it's got 2 speakers, 50 watts, and here's your Bluetooth setup here, so you can turn your radio or your music. You can turn it up and down, pause it. Nice little spot here to set your phone. A little rubber to help kind of give it some grip, and then you'll see the dash in behind it there, which is the typical 4.5-inch dash you'll see on some of the other SeaDoos that they have out there. And it shows you your trim over here, your fuel, and then it also, when you're running and stuff, it'll do RPM, mile per hour, and then it also I'm trying to think what that one says. I can't remember. I think that tells you if you're forward, reverse, or neutral. But really, straightforward. Nothing extravagant that you need in this. Is still, to me, fuel. And basically, that's all I need to know when I'm on the water. I don't care how fast I'm going. I'm going to go as fast as this thing will let me go. And talking on that, this one is 100 horsepower, and per the book, it's going to be mid to upper 30s depending on weight. 7 passengers, what it's designed for. But obviously you can do whatever you want, but it says 7 passengers. This thing is really roomy. That's one thing we found out when we was out at the demo day, was how much room this thing did actually have. The awning here, the canopy that you see, that comes standard on this model. It will be on all the Switch Cruise and Switch Sports. You'll get this nice canopy, and it's really simple to take down. I'll show you guys here at the end how simple it is to fold up and fold down. Some cool features about it. I mean, this thing is robust, guys. It is not like your standard pontoon, you know, 1-inch square tubing. I mean, this thing's, you know, probably 3 inches wide by a little better than probably probably close to 1 1/4, maybe 1 1/2 inch thick. So I mean, it's got some, you know, substantial meat to it to help hold it up and keep the sun off of you, especially while you're down, you know, here enjoying the day. Another cool feature I like is the handles here to, you know, coming from like a normal pontoon or a bass boat even, this gives you something, you know, if you want to pull up and get up, you know, these are metal bolted really strong stuff. People kill me, and it's a bad habit, they'll always grab a windshield, you know, but BRP, you know, they've come to see somebody needs something to grab a hold of. You know, this is all anchored in good, so if you're walking in the water swaying, you have a good handhold to get all the way from the back to the front. So I thought that was really, really cool. I'll let Josh come in here and show you some of the switches underneath the handlebars that you can get to. All right, guys, here looking at the switches, they're nicely, you know, placed under the handlebars here, so they're kind of out of the way, but they're easy to access when you're driving. You got over here, you got your courtesy lights, which will turn on some lighting around on the inside here. Then you also have your horn button, you know, because you got to have that for a Coast Guard. You got your driving and navigation lights here. You can flick it one way or the other to get one on or both on. This here's for your fan down in the bilge area to push out the fumes from the exhaust or from the gas tank and everything down below. You just turn it on maybe a few minutes to help eliminate some of that, you know, gas fumes in there. And then here's your bilge pump, so if you did get any water in the boat from rain or whatever, you can turn the bilge pump on and use that. They are set up to have more switches installed if you need that. Say you want to go and add maybe an I don't know, a bigger audio system, or you want to add just anything like a USB charger here or something like that. Below you do have a glove box area here. We got just some papers shoved in it, but you'll also notice down here it does have a dual port USB charger. I don't know if anybody's really pointed that out. It's in there, and it is a good spot to have, especially like a phone. If you just, you know, your phone's getting low or whatever, you can just plug it in, drop your phone in there and close it up, and it can stay charging and do all it wants to. So that's a really good feature to have. And it's, like I said, it's tucked out of the way. It closes up when I get the paper out of the way. So, and then there's one speaker here, and there's one located in the front of this, so you get the sound there. So that's really, really cool. And that's enough time at the console. The majority of the time I would think would be out in here, because, you know, you're going to get tied up, do your thing. So this model does come with the table, because it is a cruise and not a sport. So that's really nice. So you got that table here you can sit in and enjoy. We got plenty of room, put your drinks in. You got cup holders over here on these corner tables. So this whole back lounge area comes standard on this model. So you get the full, you know, lounge area here on this model, which is really nice. And these chairs can be moved around, guys. It's very versatile in being able to choose what you want to do and how you want to set things up. The seats, if Josh can peek down there, you see the little yellow latches. I'm not going to do it because it is kind of heavy and I'm just not very good at it yet. But you can pull that lever out. It picks up and pulls straight out to you. And what that does is it releases the seat mount from the floor. Then you can move it, and you'll see here they will lock back into this. So I could pull all this stuff up here and put right here. Underneath all these panels, these are just, you know, really soft panels for your feet. They have the same setup here. They have these little locking, you know, pegs here, and you can move the chairs around, which is really, really cool. Another feature you have here is you can add like Q-Link stuff to this. BRP has tons of stuff in the catalog, so you can have a nice like storage bag for ropes or things like that for your towing stuff. Super nice rack that goes on the side here, and this rail that'll hold like wakeboards and stuff if you wanted to do that. They do have plenty of power. Like I said, this one is 100 horsepower. It'll do all you want it to. They go up to 230 horsepower depending on the model, so you can really get some speed and you know, towing ability out of it. Like I said, the table comes with it. The seats are a nice material. It's not your traditional vinyl. I don't know what it is. BRP has some specific name to it. It has a little texture up here. So I'm assuming this is probably more weather resistant than the stuff down here, just because, you know, you see older pontoons, the upper pieces are just so, you know, just weather cracked and just, you know, they just take a beating from the sun. That's one good thing about these that I do like. If you're a consumer and you're at home and you have, you know, your pontoon, say you have it 5 years, you know, I'm just saying hypothetically, or say you get a dog in here that, you know, you take into the lake with you a lot and it starts to tear because of the dog's claws, you can buy the seats individually at a substantial, you know, less cost than if you had a traditional pontoon where you'd have to take it to someone, have them reupholster it. Maybe you could get, you know, the pontoon company to sell you the piece that you need, but you know it's going to be ridiculous. You can buy whole seat sections from BRP, any one of these, and you do it at your house because it's so easy to clip in and out that you would save a ton of money if you did have, you know, an issue where something got torn or just wore out, you know, 10 years down the road. It's just so much more convenience that you don't have to take it somewhere and pay, you know, a ridiculous amount of money when you can do this stuff at home for a really, I think, an economical price. So that's a really cool feature. Like I said, the back lounge area here is really nice. The table is here. We got it, and it's completely mobile. You can put it at the front, you can put it at the back. You know, we're still under the shade here and with the canopy up. The rear seats are really nice. Like I said, they fold down, which is a really cool feature. So it gives you like a little lounge area here. You know, you can sit off the back of the boat, you can sit in the front of the boat while you're anchored. I wouldn't be doing this driving down the water. You know, somebody small, not me, but could lay across this and, you know, get some sun or whatever they want to do. So I thought that's a cool feature. And this also is the way, like if you're coming off the swim platform into the boat here, you just, you know, you'll just sit here and spin your legs around, get up and come on in. So I thought that was really cool. Another feature, just like all the pontoons out there, is storage is under all the seating. So you can get in here, and these come off. You know, I don't know why you need it, but they come off and they just pull up really easy. But this is tons of storage. Everything's plastic. There's no wood to rot, anything like that. All the fasteners are stainless steel, so they're not going to rust and everything like that. So it's a really good setup, a lot of storage. Just, you know, they've thought it out, guys. I mean, they really have. They've put some effort into this, trying to make this, you know, model be successful, which it will be. I mean, I really like it, and everybody here, you know, really thinks this is just way better than a traditional pontoon in the ability to be able to, you know, typically carry a little more speed, definitely have a lot shallower draft. My biggest thing on it was how quiet it is. When this engine's running, because it's setting underneath you and everything's insulated really well, I mean, you can carry on a conversation running at full speed, and all you have is a little wind noise. You don't have the engine up here in your face or the engine back here roaring or anything like that. Everything's down low, everything's insulated in really, really nice. So, you know, the 2 speakers really does a great job, because the noise compared to traditional pontoons is just, I mean, it's minimal. It's really, really good thought out job. We'll move up towards the front, and I'll show you some stuff up there. And then we will then go around the pontoon on the outside and show you some stuff on there. So let's take a look at the front. All right, guys, moving to the front of the pontoon here, I did want to show you guys one of the cool features BRP, you know, had, you know, a little hindsight and thought about. Up here you can put, you know, some lighter stuff, like if you have like just a raft or a bunch of beach towels or even your life jackets. Easy to get to. When you get somewhere, you can just, you know, toss them up here or pull them down, whatever you need to do. Really good setup, part of the canopy. I thought that was a good, easy place to make access to stuff that you're, you know, like a towel or a life vest or a float, something you can tuck up in there and get to real easy, have real easy access. Up here in the front, you got the same style seats. They have this nice rounded sidebar on it, so you can kind of lean into it here, or you can flip around and just lean back and lay back and relax. Again, they got more, you know, mounting points here for some accessories. They got a lot of accessories out for this thing, guys. They're just sometimes really hard to get, but they do have some really cool stuff. So I would take a look at some of those, and we'll have some videos as we get some of that stuff available, we'll put up. But they do have some cool stuff. One thing they're really pushing and they like really good is they have an audio system that'll go underneath the tables up here, and you get two I'm thinking they're probably about this tall, so it pushes the table up to about the top rail there, and with that you get two basically towers of speakers that go in and connect in with your Bluetooth back here, which is really cool. I don't think we've had any of those yet, but what we've seen on the demo stuff and the way it sounds is really nice. And right here in the front of the boat here, we'll show you some more storage options that you have. With these little clips, they'll turn. You just lift them up and turn, and then this picks up. And you can see down here, you have a position for an auxiliary battery if you chose to run that. Here's your mooring lights or navigation light poles for the back. They're built in the front to the left and right, so you got a green and red built in up front, but you have to put the pole in the back, and I'll show you that when we go around. But tons of storage. You can put a boat paddle down there. They have that as in the accessory catalog. You can put some rope down there. You can put some deflated items, tubes or whatever down here, and get them out of the way. Here's some of the insulation I was telling you guys about. Really nice, thick, to help dampen the sound. So that's really good setup. And to put it back in, like I said, guys, no tools. It just clamps down. Kind of got to step on it so it compress that foam so you can really get it to latch over. But that's a good spot there. Leaning up into the front, like I said, these chairs, you can move them forward. You can put them all on one side. The options are endless, just however you want to do it. The tables, same way. If you want to move a big table from the back to the front and have a little table in the back, you can do, imagination is really, up to you on how you want to set this up and how you want to do it and everything like that. Moving on up towards the front, you got a nice gate here, and it's typical. You just push it and pick it up and it locks. Really nice setup there. Real easy to work. It doesn't have any binding or anything. And then at the very front, you'll see where we've been stepping in and out. There's a spot there, and that's where the anchor goes. They got a nice built-in spot. I'll show you more of that when we get out of the boat, so you can see how that works and how much room it has and nice and convenient it is. And that's about it in the boat, guys. I guess I could show you guys where the engine's at in there. We'll jump and flip back around to the back here, and I'll show you guys where the engine's at in this thing. I'm gonna let you see down in the compartment how much room there is in there, and just a great way to see the engineering and the thought that went into this pontoon to make it as cool as it is. All right, guys, back here where the engine compartment's located is at the back of the boat, and it has basically 4 panels that'll come up and give you access. I'll just pull the front just because I'm standing on the other panel so you guys can see down in there and just take a look at what's going on. And as we can see, we got the typical, the traditional Rotax 1630 down here. I believe is what that is. Josh will correct me somewhere in here if I'm wrong. But it's found in the regular SeaDoos, the non-supercharged version. It's 100 horsepower. But as I was saying, guys, for if you like to do your own maintenance, everything's really easy to get to on the engine. You can see the exhaust drive, and like I said, this panel comes out as well, so it gets you really a lot more room to actually get down to the drive. Easy to check your oil, do any type of maintenance or anything you want to do. It's just a great setup and really cool. And like I said, here's some more of that insulation to help keep that sound down and keep it really quiet and peaceful up top here in the cabin area or on the deck here, where people will just be able to talk a normal voice, not have to yell. And just even if you're idling around through a large no wake zone, you just don't have that obnoxious just engine noise, because it's all down low and it's all insulated away from you. We'll put this cover back on, and then we'll head on to the outside of the boat and talk about some of that. All right, guys, as I said earlier in the video, I'm going to show you guys how we put the canopy down. It's really straightforward, really easy. One person can do it. I'm going to start here with the back, releasing it. There's just a bright yellow tab. You'll push over and just smack it up. Do the same thing on the opposite side. All this will lean forward. And then you'll just lightly pick up. Release this one with the yellow tab again. I just pull it all the way up. I'll go to the other side. Do the same thing. That's it, guys. I mean, one person done it really simple. They got these straps that go all the way through and loop back around to hold it down and secure it to the pontoon while you're traveling. You can travel with it down. They got really nice accessory covers that'll cover the whole thing or just the front, whatever you want to do. But a really cool setup. Like I said, really easy, man. I've dealt with old pontoons and you go to set it down and the thing's trying to fall to one side or the other. It's just not a good setup. But this is really cool, really great setup. And we really like how easy this thing is to work. All right, guys, we're on the outside of the pontoon now to go over some, features and stuff on the outside of the pontoon. Like I said before, we do have the nice integrated built-in navigation lights in the front. We got the red one on this side, I believe, and the green one on the other. A really nice setup, works really well. Also, we can talk a little bit about the trailer. The trailer comes with the pontoon. It's included in the MSRP of the price. Trailer's really nice. It has almost like a textured, like a bed liner-y feel to it. It's got disc brakes on the trailer, so all trailers will have brakes, which is a really nice feature. Pontoon's not that heavy though. I think it's about 2,800 pounds, so it's not ridiculous. Even with all the, the Polytech hull and stuff, it doesn't add a lot of weight to it, so that's really good. Another cool feature with the trailer is that it's got a really nice entryway to get in and out of it. It's got the nice grab handle here, so getting in and out of it while it's on the trailer is a really easy setup. Another feature they have here that we like, this is a storage spot for an anchor. BRP offers one in the catalog, and the anchor will set down in here and all your rope will go down in here and do all you want it to. But it's really a nice setup for a place if you choose to use an anchor. It's a great place to have that, at your access really quick, but not be in the way, on the floor of the boat, bouncing around or anything like that, or somebody to trip over. This one is the yellow color. We was a little concerned with it because in the computer generated drawings on the website, it's really bright. It's not that bad. It's a really nice color. It complements with the black and the white really well, so we was pleasantly surprised when it showed up. It wasn't as bright as what the images online was showing, so we were really glad with that. This is really nice material here, and it acts as like a paneling to keep stuff from flying out of the boat. This material should not fade. It should not haze over. They got some kind of chemical in it that they use on like Lexus and Mercedes and high-end car headlights, so they don't dull over time and use. They put that same chemical in these, so it shouldn't dull and shouldn't have any issues over time. One cool thing about it is they just Velcro on, so if you did ever damage one, say again, you got your pet in here and he's trying to claw to get out and he'd tear one up. These are fairly economical from what I've looked up in the parts catalog to be able to replace, and you can do it at your house. A traditional pontoon, they're metal or aluminum or even fiberglass, and they can get broke, damaged, holes in them. Well, that's a lot more job to to replace one of those panels on your pontoon than this one is. Like I said, it pops in a track up top and it velcros around the bottom and works perfect. So that's a really nice feature. Again, like I said, for longevity, to keep the thing looking nice. We all know between pets, kids, and just dock accidents, you're going to get a scrape and a dent here and there. But this really makes it economical, affordable way for the person to do it at your house, or you do it at your house and not be out a lot of money having to take it in and replace a metal piece. Coming on down the pontoon, as you can see, there's a nice big channel here, and it's got the same valley here on both sides, so you can clamp a bunch of accessories to it and be able to have like I said, they got like a wakeboard hanger on the side. You can put extra fuel cans on the side. You can put just all kinds of different stuff on this track and hang it off the side of the pontoon. Another feature that we have here, these are built-in cleats. I mean, they're super heavy duty. So when you're tying it up to your dock or tying it up at the marina or anything, you've got that right there. Coming on down, you'll see it goes from the yellow to the white, and you'll see these partitions. These are separate cavities. So if you ever did get a hole-in-one, the whole pontoon's not going to fill up, and they're serviceable, so you can buy it as a replacement, or you can bring it back into a dealer, and if the hole's somewhat of a normal size or a small size, it can be patched and not have to buy the whole thing. So that's a good feature to have. Coming around the back, you'll see another cleat to be able to, tie up to. And back to the trailer, you'll see really nice wheels on this trailer and tires. Obviously it's brand new, but you got a really good looking wheel. You ain't got a standard white wheel, and things like that. So it's a good upgrade, good looking wheel and tire package on here. The fenders are plastic reinforced with metal brackets underneath it, so you can stand on it and do whatever you want. Reaching around the back of the pontoon, like I said, this is basically how you know how much horsepower the engine is they're decaled up, and it's also, you can barely maybe make out the Rotax. Coming on around the back, for this package, it does have the swim platform on it. And in the swim platform, you guys will probably recognize these Q-Link or Link Q connectors here. And again, this can hold a fuel can, a cooler, a myriad of Q-Link or Link Q adapters on this platform back here. I would probably use maybe the cooler or something on the back, because it'd just be more room up there to walk around than this platform being used. You might as well use it for a good cooler storage. You'll see here's the little plug for the pole that we looked at. It's nice, close, tucked out away. Really be hard for anybody to have any issues with that. Directly above that, you have your ski, tie-on, pylon, pole, mount, whatever you want to call it. Right here, it's mounted securely to this metal bracket and everything, so it ain't going nowhere. A really good setup. Down below, you'll see it does have these pads on it here to help navigate it and get it up on plane and things like that, as well as you'll see we got the outdrive, so we have reverse and neutral with the IBR plate on the back. Does come with this tie down to, they just got it looped through both to secure it down, which is fine. It works out well enough to get everything to the lake and back. The ladder here on the back, as you'll notice, this side over here doesn't have like the wing over, because the ladder is on the driver's side of the pontoon. Pretty nice ladder. I've seen better, I've seen a lot worse, but it will get you in and out of the water and do what you need it to. And like I said, you can a couple steps, you get up here and get a good handhold and pull yourself up in. And then when you're done, like I said, guys, just the easy convenience of stuff. It's out of the way. It's not in the way anymore. It's out of the mind. You fire up, you take off, you get where you're going. You just do the same thing. You just bump it up, pull it out, and take back off, getting in the water and doing what you want to. So that's a really cool feature. The trailer does have LED tail lights and stuff on it, which is really nice. Low amp draw from your vehicle when you're towing it. And they're extremely bright, so you can see it going down the road, and hopefully nobody runs over you in your new pontoon. Coming up the passenger side here, and this will be a question I'm sure a lot of new owners will have. Obviously, we talked about the cleats on the other side, but the gas can or the gas fill is in behind this little zipper pouch here. The thing I like about it being here and not at the back or somewhere is that when you're driving, you can pull right at the gas pump, and exactly where to put yourself. You're not trying to swing the back end. If you can get your middle where you're at, you can put gas in this thing really easy. Like I said, it's a easy flip up. Just stick your nozzle down in there and go to fueling. I believe it's a 29-gallon tank in this, so that's a lot of fuel, guys. At today's prices, you're talking about $100 and something, low $100, $120 to fill up. But I would think what experience I've had, you should be able to go a whole 2, maybe even a 3-day weekend, depending on how much driving you do, because that's a pretty big fuel tank for about any kind of pontoon out there. Most of them I see around 20, 22, but being 29 gallon, that's a lot of fuel for a pontoon. And again, this is the same size as we was talking about the front. They are serviceable, if you did, get damage or anything, and they're relatively inexpensive, and it's something you can do at the house. But these things are really tough. We've seen a couple demos that the DMS and stuff's brought by that's had a lot of miles, a lot of hours, a lot of ride time on them, and they're still holding up really good. So that's a good feature, you know, to keep in mind. Well guys, that's about it. We're back to the front of the machine here. Like I said, here's the other navigation light on the other side built in. All in all, we're really excited about it. We think you know, this thing's going to definitely change people's mindset and thoughts on a traditional pontoon, which, you know, I would consider something like a bass tracker or you know, something along those brands, even you know, just any higher end pontoon. This is not to go to, you know, to say $100,000 compete against that. This is to give someone, you know, the option if they want to pull a tube, you know, have some sporty performance with, you know, the horsepower and the jet engines, turn on a dime and have a lot of fun for a real entry-level price with a lot of features that you know, you would pay for on other models. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you have any questions or comments, post them down below so I can try to answer those. And as always guys, like and subscribe because it helps the channel and helps us do more videos for you guys. No factory OEM belt. This belt with XRC or XMR. We'll start here at the front. This is a bumper we have made. Style hose, the part number we give you. We'll get this done.